In a small town in the United States, surrounded by vast expanses of snow, lived a peaceful community called Evergreen Falls. In this setting, there lived a young man named Daniel Miller, a 32-year-old known for his work as a snow cleaner during the region's harsh winters. Daniel Miller was of average height, around 1.75 meters, with an athletic physique. His skin had a healthy tone, slightly bronzed by the sun that shone on the rare winter days. His deep, expressive brown eyes reflected a strong personality. His brown hair, always hidden under a wool cap, along with a full, unkempt beard, helped him keep his face warm and protected from the cold. At first glance, Daniel's life seemed ordinary, but something dark inhabited his mind. His calm demeanor hid an inexplicable obsession. During his nightly rounds, he chose a specific house, the Thompson residence, a friendly family unknown to the clutches of the paranoia that would unfold. As snowflakes fell silently, Daniel began to covertly watch the Thompsons. Initially, he collected small details about their lives, filling his pages with meticulous notes describing the family's behavior patterns, arrival and departure times, and even the trivial events of daily life. His eyes, once a reflection of determination, now revealed a disturbing fixation. As winter lingered, the intensity of his actions increased. The Thompson family, unaware of Daniel's invasive gaze, continued with their daily lives, oblivious to the specter observing them. The paranoia within the snow cleaner's mind transformed into a complex web of conspiracy theories, fueled by loneliness and the relentless cold echoing in Evergreen Falls. One night, while the city remained shrouded in silence under the snow, he decided to act. With the skill acquired from countless journeys through the city, Daniel surreptitiously entered the Thompsons' residence where everyone slept peacefully. The soft creak of the door echoed in the empty hallway. Daniel, now inside someone else's home, moved through the rooms like a shadowy intruder. His steps, usually marked by the purpose of clearing the streets, became stealthy and laden with an indecipherable tension. After thoroughly searching every corner of the house, Daniel silently retreated. His first foray into the Thompsons' lives had been merely an observation, a mere glimpse of what was to come. Over the next 2 weeks, he delved even deeper into the dark web he wove around the family's life. Each night was a solitary and clandestine journey through the silent streets of Evergreen Falls as his mind seethed with nefarious plans. The winter's warmth seemed to have abandoned his heart, replaced by a dark ice that contaminated his thoughts. During the frigid early mornings, he meticulously planned his second incursion into the Thompsons' home. The fate of the Thompsons, previously unknown to the evils that lurked, was about to be altered by dark forces moving behind the scenes of the tranquil Evergreen Falls. Daniel, the seemingly ordinary snow cleaner, was about to become an agent of misfortune, a catalyst for disasters that would irreversibly change the course of the innocent lives crossing his path. The city, enveloped in snow and silence, was about to witness the darkest face of human nature. After 15 days of incessant planning, Daniel, with his disturbing and psychopathic mind, delved deeper into the darkness consuming him. Every detail, every meticulous strategy fueled the sadistic flame burning within him. The obsession had transformed the ordinary snow cleaner into a sinister shadow that moved through the night. In the quiet darkness, Daniel returned to the Thompsons' home. This time, his intentions were sinister, permeated by a cruelty that starkly contrasted with the icy winter scenery. With black gloves and vacant eyes, he slid through the shadows as if the cold itself froze the morality that once existed within him. Daniel walked slowly, trying not to make any noise. He climbed the stairs like a dark specter, each step deepening his malevolent presence in the once serene house. The soft creak of the floorboards seemed like a somber symphony, and at that exact moment, the head of the Thompson family heard a noise coming from the stairs. He rose in his bed with a start of surprise and apprehension. His eyes, still blurred by sleep, sought to understand the origin of the disturbance echoing through the nocturnal silence of the house. Next to the bed, the headboard stood out in the dim light. With quick, intense movements, Mr. Thompson reached for the drawer where a gun rested. His fingers found the cold metal of the firearm as his now alert and fearful mind tried to decipher the approaching threat. The head of the Thompson family, without hesitation, raised the gun, preparing to face the unknown intruder who had dared to invade their home. The tranquil atmosphere had transformed into a stage of tension where the somber symphony of the creaking floorboards and the pulsating heartbeats converged towards an imminent and frightening outcome. Daniel, still shrouded in shadows, continued with his nefarious approach. Each step, once cautious, was now marked by macabre determination. The confrontation between the awakened victim and the shadowy invader was about to unleash a sequence of events that would transform Evergreen Falls' icy night into an unimaginable nightmare. Daniel had no idea, as he was accustomed to making many fatal victims. But this time he would be surprised. He didn't imagine that his wickedness would end this night. And upon opening the door of the couple's bedroom, he was surprised by a bright beam of light coming from the gun Mr. Thompson pointed at him. The silence was broken by the dry sound of the firearm. The bullet cut through the air, finding its target with precision. Daniel, hit in the shoulder, let out a cry of pain that reverberated through the walls before collapsing to the floor. His expression of coldness gave way to a mix of surprise and agony. The head of the Thompson family, moved by the instinct to protect his own, kept the gun pointed at the fallen intruder. The tension in the room was palpable, imbued with the scent of gunpowder and the shock of the unexpected confrontation. The patriarch's countenance reflected determination, while Daniel's gaze sought to understand the turnaround unfolding before his eyes. Daniel was also armed, and even lying on the floor, he raised the gun in a desperate attempt to shoot. The gunshot echoed through the room, but before he could complete his gesture, another precise shot rang out from Mr. Thompson's gun. This time, the bullet found its mark in Daniel's chest, interrupting the invader's final desperate attempt. Daniel's body shuddered with the impact, and the gun fell from his hands. His eyes, once filled with malevolence, now reflected the emptiness of defeat. Silence returned, but this time laden with the heavy breath of the Thompson family facing the intensity of the moment. The head of the family, despite the immediate relief at neutralizing the threat, remained on alert. The snow outside continued to fall, but the heat of the confrontation still pulsed in the room. The wife and children, still shaken by the terror they had experienced, watched in silence as the defeated snow cleaner lay on the floor. Evergreen Falls witnessed a terrible night. The snow continued to cover the city, but now it was as if a mantle of security had been extended over the inhabitants. Winter, once synonymous with silent beauty, had become the stage for a battle between darkness and courage.